All right, happy Thursday, everybody. It's Paul Obrance with this week's interest rate insights. The idea behind this video is to, if you're a home buyer or if you're a current, homeowner, is to make sure that you have accurate information as it relates to what's going on in the mortgage world. Now, we all love surprises. I love birthday surprises and such like that, but nobody likes surprises when it comes to interest rates, housing surprises, or housing prices, or the cost of homeownership. So that's what we're here to tackle. So what do you say? Let's get started here. So first, I always like to bring up this thank you. Last week was an amazing week for you that sent over referrals, sent us over a gift for our toy drive. We're getting so close to our 180 toys. We really need your help, continued help, because we still have a ways to go, but we're making a huge dent. So I just want to say thank you for your trust and for your toys. I tell you, you're going to put a lot of smiles on a lot of families' faces this year. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Speaking of the holidays, this Sunday or Saturday from 12 to 3, we're bringing in Santa Claus to our office. Now, there is a local legend, Novato legend, that will be Santa Claus. You don't want to miss this. So if you were born and raised in Novato and went to high school with me and all my friends and stuff like that, you're gonna love. He's an amazing Santa. You're gonna love Santa. Just trust me. 12 to 3. If you want to bring a toy for our toy drive, we would love to have that. But we would love just to see you. All right, let's go ahead and dive into interest rates here. Take a look at this, right? Rates are definitely on a downward trend. In fact, no rates even in the 7%. Going back 3 weeks ago, they were pushing up to 8%. So we've seen a major improvement in interest rates. Now, if you're a homeowner thinking of refinances, make sure you're watching this. If you want to set up a time to review to see when the right time for you to refinance is, let me know. I would love to set up a time and review that. But if you're a home buyer, is this good news or bad news? We're going to find out here in a second. Freddie Mac came out as we've seen interest rates continue to decline. And why I brought this slide up is that purchase applications are up 5%. Is it 5% or 8%? I think it's 5%. Now, what's important with this is as rates go down, applications go up. That's an indicator that more people are wanting to buy. So unless we get more houses for sale, putting more buyers into this pool where there's limited supply is going to do one thing to housing prices. That's going to continue to push them up. So on the surface, interest rates really, going down really seems like a great idea, or a great thing for the market. But unless we can solve this inventory problem, it could really, the offset of lower payments could be offset by the cost of a rising prices of homes. So just, something to think about here. Let's talk a little bit about, speaking of home prices turning higher. So we like to bring this up every time a new report comes up. And we had 2 reports come out showing appreciation in October. That's CoreLogic and Black Knight, still in the all-time highs because it's highlighted yellow. This is, it's going to be a very interesting year next year as we see rates go down to see how much true appreciation that, is still available to us homeowners out there and even to buyers today that are going to buy a home. So I can't wait to see. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to this over the next 6 months or so. But as of right now, even with 8% rates, home values are still going up. It's insane, absolutely insane. Now, what is driving interest rates down? Well, the inflation. But remember, we've talked about this where the Fed is super focused on the employment numbers. The theory behind that is if employment's strong, people have to pay more for their employees, which that cost is going to be passed on to you as a consumer, which is going to keep inflation up. Inflation is the kryptonite to 30-year fixed rates. That's why the Fed has been so focused in the market on the unemployment rate. This is a big week for employment. Tomorrow, big numbers are coming out. But so far, what we've received is that the employment is starting to go down. It's starting to soften. And that is why you're going to start seeing interest rates start slowly going down. Now, if we get bigger numbers tomorrow, that could totally offset this. Well, some of these gains that we've gotten can be taken away. But man, boy, have we gotten some gains over the last couple of weeks. It's been absolutely huge. One thing I want you to think about, move up buyer debt consolidation. A lot of people don't know this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through an idea. A lot of people want to buy a new home, but they don't want to sacrifice their lower interest rate, or just the cost is going to be so much more because of higher interest rates, here's something that perhaps you should consider. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. Let's do that. And then I'm going to walk you through an example. Now, let's take, for example, you have a borrower that currently has a 3% rate. Let's say today's rates, as we know, are a little bit lower than 6.75, but let's say 6.75. They bought a home, and let's skip that whole middle section. Just know that they are going to get about $305,000 from the sale of their house for an available down payment. Now they're going to go ahead and buy a purchase price, a house that's $850, and if they put all that money down, they would have a loan amount of $545. You with me so far? All right. So if they were to do that, their payment would actually go up by $2,572. Now you're starting to see why people are not making that move. I mean, there has to be a big need to almost double your payment when it comes to buying a new home, simply because interest rates have gone up and housing prices have gone up. But what if, though, what if you have some debts that you can pay off? And what if you don't take all of that $300,000 net proceeds from the sale of your price, and you take some of that and pay off all of your debt? So like, for example, here, the person has a Visa, a MasterCard, a Discover, a Nordstrom's, but they spent a lot of money at Nordstrom's, and a car loan. So what would happen if they put less money down and paid off all of their debt on this new house? Their total monthly cash flow would only change by about $286. Now, I don't know if this is the right strategy for you, but the reason I bring this up is if you do want to move and payment is a big concern, which it should, but you do have some monthly debt that you could pay off, maybe, just maybe, this might be a great strategy for you. Now, if you want to set up a time, we're going to get to the hopes and dreams meeting at the very end of this, but this is a really good hopes and dreams conversation. If you want to run through your scenario, we don't need to take an application, but we can really dive in to see how this could benefit you. All right, we're getting there here. So lastly here, as we start wrapping this up, if you want to donate a toy, please go ahead to www.clear2closetoys.com. I know a lot of you can't make our event this weekend, but if you still want to give, there's the link. We would absolutely, and please let me know that you sent the toy, because sometimes when you deliver it, when it's delivered, it doesn't tell me who it's from, and I want to make sure I properly thank you. All right, so with that, there's the link for the hopes and dreams conversation. Would love to sit down with you, strategize, make sure we have you and your family in the best position possible as it relates to finances. However I can help you, I'm here. Hey, Paulo Brandt's Clear to Close Brokers. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And